Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another drawing live session, or live drawing session with Levi Adams. I, of course, am Levi Adams, and I'm here to be words. I'm going to be drawing a scene from my Pokemon Showdown Live, Braviary the Monster. We played some Showdown with the rules. It's like the Showdown competition of the month, and let's size that eraser real quick. And it's ability unity, and what it is Pokemon with the same typing can have the same ability. And I went to check out like the viability rankings, and Braviary was the #1 with priority Brave Bird. Because it can get Gale Wings. So, like, basically, I didn't understand it at first, and then I read up on it, and basically, what it is, like, if a Pokemon has the same type as another Pokemon, it can have the same ability. And, if there's a normal flying type Pokemon with Gale Wings, which is Fletchling, so Braviary can have Gale Wings. Basically what that means. So what we're going to be doing, I got 2 sweeps. One of them was two of them were Braviary sweeps, and the third was a Raikou sweep. So what we're going to be doing is drawing Raikou, however you want to pronounce it, and Braviary. Just like Braviary is going to be flying by with Brave Bird, and Raikou is going to be shocking some stuff, like the giant Thundercat it is. So I got some reference material, the Pokemon Black and White manga, which is pretty good. It just makes me love those games even more than I already do. And I really enjoy Black and White. They get a lot of flack for some of the Pokemon introduced, which I really don't understand why. Because, like, they say, they're like, oh, the ice cream cone Pokemon, Muck is a pile of sludge, Execute is a bunch of eggs. Chansey is one giant egg holding another egg with feathers for ears. The list goes on and on. Quillfish is a pufferfish. And you can be like, oh, well, Levi, a pufferfish, that's like, at least it's not a food. Eggs are food. Fish are food. Like, Wobbuffet's literally a punching bag. That's not creative. It's a punching bag. I don't know what's creative about a punching bag. But people, like, choose to ignore it because it's not Gen 5, because it's Gen 2. And, I mean, Gen 1ers are like, oh, Gen 1's the best, which Gen 1 is not the best. I will play through Fire Red and Leaf Green all day, every day, but playing through, like, I'm playing through Pokemon Yellow, and it's really nostalgic, don't get me wrong. Pokemon Yellow wasn't my first game, but I did play a lot of Pokemon Yellow, because I bought a Pokemon Yellow, and I played all the time. But it's just like, it's so hard with the mechanics and with like the special and stuff. Plus it moves slow, and Wrap and Bind are broken. Like binding moves are just stupid to deal with. So yeah, Gen 1 is, there are a lot of things wrong with Gen 1. Like, the Gen 1 games started it all, and I like them, but if you try and argue that Gen 1 is the best, well, you can argue it all you want. You're free to have your own opinion. All I'm saying is that it's not, in my opinion, it's not the best. Basically what I'm saying. I'm liking how this is looking so far. So, To anybody who's new to my channel, the basis of the Levi Adams channel is that I draw, or I have Pokemon Showdown lives, ladder up a little bit or not at all. I don't like actively try and ladder on the channel. I sometimes do in my free time, but then I just get upset, and then I play on tilt. Then I suck. But I have Showdown lives, and then I draw cool stuff from the lives. You can see various drawing videos on my channel. We have Typhlosion Thunder Punching a Ho-Oh. We have Smeargle Shadow Sneaking a Togetic. We have Smeargle Extreme Speeding a Typhlosion. And the Smeargle drawings are more comical than I plan on making this one. And they're just like meant to be more entertaining than anything. Yeah, like the basis of this channel is to help me improve my drawing skills, and I love Pokemon and I love drawing, and I figured this is a new concept that I haven't seen it done on YouTube before. Like, I've seen people draw Pokemon on YouTube, but I've never seen it done in this way. So, we're gonna be giving it a try, you know, see how it works, and if I get a following of 100 subscribers by the end of the summer, then that is awesome, and I will run with it. I will run and run and run and run with it. So, yeah, basically, and then while I draw, I don't know, I don't really explain my drawings that much. What I'm doing right now is obviously drawing Braviary. Gonna be drawing him in like a soaring pose as he soars by. Potentially thinking of like having something in his way, but probably not. If this song offends anybody, I'm sorry. Not really, because I like it. I don't listen to a lot of rap, hip-hop, whatever you want to consider this, but I like this. If I get flagged for it, then you won't hear it on the channel ever again, obviously, because my channel gets flagged for it. But, you know, yeah. So, another thing I do while I draw is I talk about because I only do Pokemon battles with Pokemon that I enjoy. I typically enjoy going to Ubers rather than anywhere else, just because Ubers I gotta use Greninja, and Greninja is my favorite Pokemon of all time. Well, it fluctuates between like Greninja, Pikachu, Typhlosion, and Sceptile. But I only use Pokemon that I enjoy. I don't like. You'll never catch me using a Heatran. You'll never catch me using a Keldeo. You'll never catch me using. I will never use a Chansey in my life. I hate Chansey. If the day I use Chansey is the day I care too much about winning, in which case somebody needs to have a chat with me and remind me that this is a game. And it's like it's a game people play for a living. I talk about this a lot too. But it's not a game I play for a living. I'm not doing YouTube for a living. My ultimate goal is to become a manga artist, and you'll hear me talk about some of my favorite manga on the channel. I'm thinking about doing a road to manga artist where I design some characters here, and just do that and explain, like, learn some new drawing techniques, practice drawing techniques, and this and that, or like just do that kind of stuff. I think that would be fun. Like, I think that would be, like, I've never seen anybody do that. I've seen Road 2s, like PokeAim does a Road to Top 10, and Shea Penguin does Road to Ranked. I think like a lot of people do Road to Ranked, and that's basically what Road to Top 10 is, but that's like Pokemon stuff. I've never seen something like that done on like a drawing channel, so I'm gonna say it's fairly original. It's not. Correct me. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong, so don't bother. Yeah, I'll talk in accents sometimes. Not so much accents, but voices. Don't ask me what the voices are. If my voice offends you, the best way to show that you're offended is to subscribe to my channel. Leave a like, share it on Facebook, Twitter, whatever platforms you use. I personally use Facebook. Not with this channel, but in my own personal free time. And yeah. But anybody who sees anything, if like any of this channel, if you want to leave a like and subscribe, that would be great. And if you want to leave a comment down below, refrain from hateful comments. If you have constructive criticism, I will accept that every day of the week. But if you're just here to be a troll and a half, well, don't expect a response from me, I guess. I don't know. You know? You know? You know? Really, just don't expect a response from me, because I won't respond. That's not fun for me. Like, I don't wanna argue with you just because you're trying to bring down my self-esteem, you know what I'm saying? So I just gotta add some more to Braviary's head, and Braviary's looking rock solid. Nice. And of course, it's not a perfect Braviary by any means. But you know what? This is my Braviary. It's Arrow. It is Arrow. That's what I name. That's like my go-to name for flying type Pokemon. So this is my second time recording the video, just because I got like pretty far, and then I realized I didn't like the drawing, so I erased it and then started this one. So I'm going to explain why I like Braviary so much. I guess the main reason I like Braviary is because of its design. Braviary was one of those Pokemon, so like 5th gen gets a lot of flack for Pokemon that are lame, but like think about cool Pokemon that were introduced in 5th gen. Like Electros is really cool, Beartic's pretty cool, Druddigon's really cool, Haxorus, Hydreigon, Cortana, screw you. Excadrill, Reuniclus. I like Reuniclus a lot. I have stories about Reuniclus, but that is for another live. So there's Reuniclus, there's, I don't know, people like Gothitelle, I guess. There's the Genies. People like using Landorus. Maybe they like using it because it's good, but they still like using it. 5th gen brought a lot of competitively strong Pokemon. Conkeldurr gave hidden abilities. 5th gen was great. I don't like. If you want to argue that 5th gen was bad, then that's fine. But it's I feel like it's a losing argument. Overall, it is a losing argument. Braviary was just one of those Pokemon where I was like, that is sweet, I want it on my team. Unfortunately, you can't really get it on your team in a convenient way until, like, the very end of the game. You can't get it on your team until post-game, and you can't you can't get it conveniently on your team till post-game when you can just catch Wild Braviary, but you can't get it on your team until just before the Elite Four when your team is usually set, you know? And then you have to catch a level 39 or 38 Rufflet and level it up to level 54. It's like, no sir, thank you. I do not want that. Uh, so, you know, that's basically... so, I never played through a game with Braviary until Black and White 2, when in my White 2 version, I got Braviary. And, because there's a Braviary in every single game that just kind of chills, and it has its hidden ability. And I was like, yes, give me that right now, please. That's a free Braviary. Why would I not take you up on that offer? I gotta check something. Okay, the back of Braviary's wings are red, so... Gonna go ahead and erase that. Erase that. And, yeah, so I never really played through a game with Braviary until White 2, and then I loved it. It was just really cool. Braviary's a really cool mon. I leveled it up to level 100. It was a quiet nature, and that was back when I still have it, but when I did that, that was back before I paid attention to natures. And I tell you, playing Pokemon without, like, when you pay no attention to natures and you don't know competitive Pokemon is so much more fun, because then you, like, you don't think about it as much, you know, and you're, like, kind of forced to not pay attention to natures and, like, a Nuzlocke, I guess, but at the same time, in a Nuzlocke, you're just thinking the whole time, like, oh man, if I had a beneficial speed nature, I would have outsped you, or like, oh man, if I didn't have an attack lowering nature, I would have killed you. That's at least my experience, and it's not that pleasant of an experience, honestly. I wish I could go back to my naive days before I knew how to competitively play Pokemon, which I didn't know until 6th gen. Because I played one of my friends, and he schooled me royally, I'll tell you that much. Now we're gonna draw Raikou. I don't even know how much of Braviary is going to show up, because we're gonna have Raikou right there. Raikou's got his, like, his things. Raikou is like a cool Pokemon, but at the same time, you gotta wonder why it's cool. So, yeah, I had a Braviary named Arrow. Going back to my Braviary story before I jump over to Raikou. I had a Braviary named Arrow, and he helped me beat the Unova League. Black and White 2 were phenomenal games. I see Tamashi just hate on Black and White 2 because Hugh doesn't have enough motivation for her, and Hugh's little sister is not, like, enough motivation, and you're like, what? I don't know. I thought it was a great game. I thought the new gyms, like, that was a great idea for a game that continues in a region. Like, that's awesome. That it doesn't, like, that it can, it just, like, kind of continued, you know? And they added new gyms, so it wasn't the same game over again. Like, I thought it was a phenomenal game. I really did. It was one of the most, like, it was one of the most fun games for me, and I don't know, there were just, like, a lot of good things about it. Plus, I had an Electivire, and Electivires, and, like, that, my team on that game was stellar. I don't want to make you really pissed off looking Raikou. I need to find an angry Raikou picture on Google. Yeah, like, they did a great job of implementing old Pokemon into the game too, and like being able to catch a wild Riolu. That was a sweet like little feature. Sure, they did the same thing in X and Y, but they also gave you a free Lucario, so making that Riolu you caught absolutely worthless. Yeah, they gave you Lucario. They had the they had the move tutors for shards. That was great. I I don't know. It was just overall like a great game. Despite what people say about 5th gen. Like the legendary selection was kicker. It was like just amazing too. Black and White 2 introduced the alternate forms to the genies, which made them a little bit more appealing, except for Landorus. I just don't like battling Landorus, honestly. Landorus is just really annoying to face. Because it's ground ice with Intimidate, and that's just not fun. That's just not fun, in my opinion. So now on to Raikou. Raikou. Raikou is the only Pokemon that Ash hasn't like the only legendary that Ash hasn't encountered aside from like in movies or the anime. Like between them in any anime canon, Ash has never seen a Raikou, which is surprising in a way, and it just kind of makes you think like, what? Yeah, that's true. And Raikou to me was like the most appealing out of all, like out of the legendary dogs. I liked all three of them. I went through this phase of disliking Entei, and then I went through a phase of liking Entei again. But Raikou was always the most appealing. He was lightning. I love lightning. I love fire more, but in the days of my youth, Raikou, you could guarantee Raikou was on my Pokemon Stadium 2 teams. And you just knew. You just knew he was going to kick some butt. Because he's freaking Raikou. He is freaking Raikou. So why wouldn't he kick butt? Am I right? Am I right? So there's like no sense of space between these two at all. I could have drawn Raikou like over here a little bit more, but I didn't feel like doing that. They're just like chilling, having a good time, having a great time, honestly. And they're both doing their things. Raikou's overpowering Braviary a little bit, but that's fine, because Raikou's an overpowering dude. Probably going to do like another few lives, maybe just like lives where I don't try and get something to draw, and I just try nifty things out with Pokemon. Justified Poliwrath. I want to try something cool with Poliwrath, honestly, because I think Poliwrath is a sweet Pokemon. That's a story for a different day as to why I like Poliwrath. A lot of it has to do with anime and manga influences, honestly. Oh, another great reason to love Raikou is Raikou is the one that like is the legendary dog that Gold gets paired with in the Pokemon Adventures manga. And just tell me, like, look me straight in the eyes and tell me that you don't think this is cool. So, like, the Pokemon Adventures manga was brilliant. Everything about it, from the story to each of the personalities that the characters have, Like they did it. They did Pokemon so much justice to the point where I think it's not Masuda. I think it's like the creator of Pokemon. Forgive me because I don't remember his name, because Japanese names are hard to remember. Except for Masuda, because the Masuda method. He said that the Pokemon manga captures the world captures the Pokemon world the best out of all the different canons, and that's awesome. And like, it goes into such cool, like they do the remakes really well too. Like they explain it, and they're like, and you're just like, wow, that is amazing. The character's age, that's probably the best part about the manga, is that you don't have Ash syndrome, where Ash is 10 for 20 years. You know? That's something that makes a lot of people irritated. It makes me irritated, honestly, as somebody who wants to enjoy Ash as a character. I wish he aged. But, so the Pokemon Adventures manga, Gold gets paired up with Raikou, Silver gets paired up with Entei, and Crystal gets paired up with Suicune. Crystal is the girl, Silver is obviously the rival. To anybody who doesn't know, Pokemon Adventures. Fun. Huh. Okay, so somebody's probably home. You know, I'm gonna check if somebody's home because I heard my refrigerator beeping. No, I just started closing. Never mind. Okay, we good. We good. We Gucci. So John Raikou's claws. So the Pokemon Adventures manga was great. Gold gets paired up with Raikou. Pokemon Chronicles, the Gold character, otherwise known as Jimmy, played by Sean Schemmel, voice acting legend. He's the voice of Goku for anybody who watches anime and stuff. Goku from Dragon Ball Z. He also voices Ojama Yellow and Dr. Crowler in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Obviously, he plays the best characters of all time. If you like the Ojamas, I think Ojama Yellow is hilarious. So, you know, yeah, that's why, like, Raikou is related to a lot of anime and manga, obviously, and in the manga, Raikou lends his power to Gold's Pichu, because Gold has a Pichu, that hatches from an egg of a little, the ukulele Pichu, I forgot about that. Okay, hatches a Pichu egg, Gold does, that was bred from Red's Pikachu and this other Pikachu, and it's like Raikou supercharges the Pichu with its legendary level electric energy, and Pichu uses Super Rising Thunder as an attack. All from Raikou's help. You can't tell me that's not cool. I mean, you can. Because it's like, oh, they're just hyping up Pichu and making him overpowered. And, like, Pichu saves the day because of Raikou's help. Because Pichu is the only Pokemon that used a Super Rising Thunder. Of course, Red's Pikachu used an attack called Megavolt, which sounds super dope too, but that is besides the point. The real point is that Raikou is amazing, and will forever be amazing in my heart, just because, you know, Raikou's Raikou, honestly. It's just a Pokemon that has a lot of that I have a lot of attachment to. Oh, guys, we about to start inking, and we about to start coloring. That's gonna be sweet. So I'm going to be very blunt and say that the reason I'm not, I'm putting Braviary in front of Raikou right there is because I don't feel like drawing Raikou's hind leg. I'm a little lazy with my drawing sometimes. It's hard to do to get motivated with this software. Once I get a better software, it'll be easier to get motivated. But, you know, this is great practice for me though. Like, oh my gosh, just like practicing different poses and stuff. I'm so glad I started doing this YouTube channel, even if nobody watches. This video is going to be probably over an hour, I think. Which I'm fine with. The Typhlosion video was just under an hour, and my second Smeargle video was just under an hour, and my first Smeargle video was just over an hour. So these drawing videos are around an hour always, which is better than like my first ever drawing video of the Greninja, which was like 3 45-minute segments. So those were taking like 2.5 hours on average. I'm gonna erase this awkward foot. Raikou doesn't have a foot right there. So yeah. Raikou is so well designed. So well designed. Jeez. Jeez Louise. He has a little ruffle of fur right there. Cortana, why? Get out of here. So this is my second recording of the day. I'm trying to make up this weekend for time that I missed while I was on spring break. I think I'm doing well. These little puffs on the top of Raikou's head are just weird. I don't know what they're there. Okay, so now we start inking, my friends. After we create a new layer, because layers are good. They're good things. They're great things. We are going to increase the size of that. Maybe not to that size. Maybe still a little smaller. Yeah, I like that size. Yeah, so I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below if you like what I'm doing, if you appreciate what I'm doing. I sure as heck hope that I'm recording. So if I'm not recording, that's a pain in the butt. I'm recording. Hey guys, I use OBS, in case anybody was wondering what I use to record my videos. I use a window capture, no, I use a monitor capture because for some reason my window capture doesn't work. And more work than I want to put into it to figure out why exactly it doesn't work. So, it's fine. Yeah, but OBS, to anybody who wants, it's free to download. Like, I just found a download on Google. And you can use it to stream on Twitch. You can use it to record videos. It's like how I record my Showdown Lives. It's how I record this. Yeah, so like it's literally anybody can do it. It's pretty cool. I was always wondering, and like I would ask PokeTubers, and then I was just like, okay, I'm gonna figure this out for myself. Of course, when I asked PokeTubers, like none of them, I couldn't ask any of them directly. They just never responded to my comments. But you know, yeah. So that's what I do to record. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record my first episode of Road to Manga Artist today, and that should be fun. Start my own concept, and maybe that's how this channel will pick up. Maybe I'll get like a bunch of people requesting stuff like Road to Manga Artist, and then I don't know. Maybe I can make money off of YouTube, because that would just be neato. Neato skeeto. I'm bad at drawing straight lines. I'm bad at drawing. No, I'm not bad. I'm not great. I'm certainly not bad. I'm like good. I'm like in that stage of like, hey, you're good. You know? Like, it's not really out of pity, but you know that there are other people that blow you out of the water. Or like you ask somebody else and they're like, yeah, you're good. And they're like, they mean it kind of, but not totally, because like partially they don't want to hurt your feelings, and like, yes, you are good, but it's also that like kind of that ignorance of, well, not really ignorance, that like they're like, oh, all I can draw is stick figures, so you're good. Like, well, yeah, that's because you don't practice drawing. Like, drawing is something I'm passionate about, so of course I can draw more than just stick figures. And like, I hate when people use that, and when I'm like, oh no, I'm not that good, and they're like, well, all I can draw is stick figures. Like, okay, well, you have a talent that I don't excel in. That's because that's your passion, you know? Like, I don't know. There are people who are better actresses and actors, who can get like totally enveloped in a role than me. And I like acting, and I'm not a bad actor, but I'm definitely not good either. Like, I'm not, well, I'm good, but I'm not great, is my point. Or like writers or readers, you know, like, oh, all I can read are Dr. Seuss books, and it's like, oh, well, that doesn't make somebody a good reader, like, just because all I can do is read Dr. Seuss, which I can read more than Dr. Seuss, by the way. Pokemon is a lot of reading. Oh god. No, it's not. But I can read more than Dr. Seuss. That was just like an example. Example of the point I was trying to make. So, yeah, I'm going to start Road to Manga Artist today. I'm going to be drawing this, which I think that this is going swimmingly so far. I think it's going to be one of my best drawings. My favorite one so far is probably either like, I have a Smeargle vs. Togetic. I don't know, I really like Smeargle vs. Typhlosion, just because I think that drawing is hilarious while also being good. And I like Typhlosion vs. Ho-Oh just because I think that drawing is hilarious, honestly. Like, that's the that's the appeal that drawing has for me, is that it's funny. Like, I don't know, it's not great. It's not bad, but it's not great. Typhlosion's a hard mon to draw. Real talk, though. Props to Game Freak for drawing Typhlosion. Typhlosion's such a well-designed Pokemon. My next Showdown Live is going to have Typhlosion as the, as my little Showdown background thing. Just because I love it. Love that drawing. Feathers are annoying to draw. They really are. Yeah, so let's see, what other stories can I talk about? I don't want this video to be silent. I did not mean to do that. Get out of here. Geez, I don't know. I can talk more about the Pokemon Adventures manga, because the Pokemon Adventures manga is like what really got me into reading manga. I remember there was this one girl, because I started reading the Pokemon Adventures manga in 7th grade, and there was this girl in my geography class, and she was like, she was reading Naruto, and I was like, oh, that's cool, Naruto comic, and she's like, it's not a comic, it's manga. I said, oh, well, that's cool, that's a cool manga then. Have you ever read the Pokemon manga? And she's like, Pokemon doesn't have a manga. I'm like, yes it does, I will bring it in and show it to you. And I did, and she was like, what? Pokemon Adventures manga, like, so, my buddy, my best friend, had a Pokemon manga that was in Japanese. I don't even know where he got it from, but it was in Japanese, and it read from right to left. And I went and I picked up Pokemon Adventures, the Best of Red, and it was cool. Like, I thought that was the entire Red chapter, and then I went on to Cerebi, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much that like wasn't in the Best of Red. Is there more? So I picked up the second volume of the Best of Red, and I was like, okay, there's some of this that's in the Best of Red, so where's like more stuff from the beginning? Because it started off in like Celadon City, and so I was like, well, where's the rest of it? So then I bought part 3, which filled in what was left of part 2, plus the end of the Best of Red. I was like, okay, well, there's still some stuff that's missing, like how did Red get a Poliwrath? Spoilers, Red has a Poliwrath, and he gets a Poliwrath. So then I bought volume 1, and I figured out how he got his Poliwrath. And I loved it, so then I started buying the rest of it, and volume 4 was Yellow Chapter, and I didn't like Yellow Chapter that much, at least volumes 4 and 5, I didn't like them as much, just because it was about Yellow, and Yellow, like, they're all named after the games, obviously, and, Yellow is like a girl with a straw hat, and I don't know, Yellow was like a weak character, both like training wise and just like character wise, you know, like you have strong characters and weak characters as far as development of the character goes, and Yellow is just one of those characters for me that wasn't very strongly developed. Let's edit Braviary a little bit. Yeah, but that really got me into it. Also, the Kingdom Hearts 2 manga got me into reading manga. The Kingdom Hearts 2 manga was pretty cool. I like Roxas a lot. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Increase the size of this? I guess so. Now let's go here. Do a little bit of racing. Yeah, so Pokemon Adventures got me into reading manga. And I started, like, I picked up some Dragon Ball Z, I picked up some Fairy Tail. Those were, like, some of my gateways. And I would just pick up manga and, like, look at the art a lot, too. Because I love the art, and there are, like, some, like, Tsubasa was a cool manga. I have the first volume of that. I haven't read past that. Anybody who sees this, and my ex really loved Tsubasa, and told me I needed to watch it because it involves like a lot of the series, like a lot of characters from Clamp, like the manga company Clamp, I guess. And that's cool. So we're gonna do all the blacks on this layer. Go mark it right quick. Go blacks like so. But I never read past the first volume. It's not because I didn't like it, it's just because I couldn't find it. Plus, buying manga is expensive in physical form, and I like having it in physical form. And I commit to series when I read them. Like, I'm committed to Fairy Tail and also Reborn. I watched all of Reborn, Katekyo Hitman Reborn, and then I read it, which I have no idea why the anime ended where it did. Maybe the anime just wasn't as popular, but they could have pulled so many people in with the arc literally right where the anime ended. That was amazing. And like basically after the anime ends, Reborn gets insane. So to anybody who has watched Reborn, I highly suggest reading it. You will not regret it. So yeah, oh man, my ear is itchy. So yeah, there's that. There's Reborn. Fairy Tail, One Piece. I prefer reading manga as opposed to watching anime. Like, it's cool to see the fights animated, but you don't have to deal with fillers in manga. Plus, it's always great to see it the way that the artist originally intended. I read Bakuman. Or some other series that I read. Reading Attack on Titan, to anybody who likes Attack on Titan, which is a lot of anime fans, except for, like, you know, anti-mainstreamers. People who are just like, oh no. That's what they all sound like, by the way, guys. People who aren't into mainstream manga and anime are just, they sound exactly like that. Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. Braviary is so well designed. So well designed. I just wish he was like if Braviary was faster, like if Braviary had even regular Pidgeot speed. I think Pidgeot has like base 100 speed. Braviary would be insane. Because Braviary has Sheer Force and it has Defiant. And Braviary's physical coverage, like, Braviary's coverage is the best in the world, but it's nothing to sneeze at. That is for sure. Rock Slide, Shadow Claw, Crush Claw. Like, Braviary is one of the only Pokemon you will see take advantage of Crush Claw. And, like, that is for show. I Crush Claw is a very good move for Braviary to have too. There are a lot of cool things about Braviary. Braviary, whatever. I don't know. You see, like, I watch YouTube videos, and when I watch them, I hear, like, Shady Penguin pronounces Metacham Metacam, and I think to myself, I'm like, God, I want to comment, but at the same time, does it really matter that much? No, because I like the content that Shady produces. Like, does it matter that he says Metacam? Does it matter if somebody says Arceus versus Arceus? No, it doesn't, because not even the show can make up their mind about Arceus. Arceus, Archeops. Like, I'll do that with my friends and stuff, but that's my friends. And my friend David will literally just say things to piss me off. Like, he'll say things a certain way. Like, he'll say Nidoking instead of Nidoking. But, like, in the end, it really doesn't matter that much how they pronounce it if you like their content. Now, if you don't like my content and you don't like the way I pronounce things, then don't watch my channel and tell me how I can improve my content. And just saying, draw better, like, give me some tips. Because I'm all down, like, I'm down for constructive criticism. I'm not down for hate. Because we don't need more hate in the world. We already have Donald Trump. We have a majority of the Republican Party. We have a lot of liberals, too. Liberals aren't excluded from hate. Because, like, the thing about people I don't get is that people will spew hate. I spew hate about Pokemon, like certain Pokemon, like Chansey. I will hate on that thing all day long. I don't even care about equal rights. Chansey has no rights. I will build a wall. Chansey is a wall, though. That's the thing. So Chansey is the wall that's been built to keep special attackers out and most physical attackers as well. Gosh. Braviary's beak isn't like this yellow. Oh no, that definitely works. I definitely think that works for Braviary. No, it's more pale. Maybe we just take this. That's a nice beak yellow. There we go. And if we take this and go over a little bit, get some shadows going on Raikou. Can we get some shadows going, please? No, that's not really making a difference. Like, it's gotta be enough yellow, but it's gotta be enough gray too. There we go. Cortana, fuck you. Ugh. Yes. So, oh yeah, I was talking about hatred, and so like, here's what, like, I'm liberal, in case anybody's wondering. I can respect views of conservatives if they're not too over the top and if they're not too hate-filled. But like, liberals will be like, oh, you need to spread, and like, I do this too, and I'm trying to get better about this. It's like, liberals will hate so much, and it's ridiculous. like, liberals, myself included, I'm not, like, people like me will, my friend wanted me to, give her my living dex, and we didn't do it. Oh well, sucks. Sorry, Alex. You know, I love you, but, I went down to visit her and my friend David at DePaul University, and yeah, things went down. I got bored, and there was like something like I couldn't transfer into one of her games, and I don't know why. I just couldn't, and it's more work than I wanted to put in. Like I didn't know what Pokemon it was that couldn't be transferred in either. That's the worst part. Look at that perfect color find. So yeah, you know, unfortunately, but whatever. God, that was such a pristine color find. Wow. Like right on the money. Jeez, I'm good at this. Okay. Yeah. So, like myself included, is that we'll just hate on people for being not politically correct, and I'm trying to get used to it, but there are some things that just rub me the wrong way. Like my little brother says the N-word, but he doesn't use a hard R, and he's like, "Oh, it's okay because I'm just with white people." And it's like, okay, but you shouldn't get it. Like, you shouldn't be as comfortable as you are saying that word. It's like, well, in this day and age, like people say it all the time, and people say it on TV, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's fine, but that doesn't give you the right to be saying it. Like, you just shouldn't be saying it, you know. And like, I'll spew hate at them, and there are times where I've gotten really mad and I feel bad about it, but and it's like we're trying to, I'm trying to teach him not to hate with hate, and I think that's a bad idea. And he doesn't use it in a hateful way. Like, he uses it the way that you'll hear people say it, and like use it synonymously with brother. Like, hey brother, you know, like that kind of stuff. It's like, okay, I get it, but you can use a different word, like one that doesn't have a negative racial connotation, or just, especially when you're just like some little white kid from a town in Michigan, you know. Like, and he's saying that he means it as like a sign of respect, and it's like, you know, trying to desensitize people to the word. Like, my older brother does it too, and he's like, well, the best way to make it not harmful is to use it all the time. It's like, okay, I feel like it's not your word to make unharmful, though. You know, you can't just decide, oh, I'm trying to make this word not harmful. Well, it's a word that white people have used to suppress black people. You know, like, I don't get it. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. It's an internal struggle that I have. I'm just trying. But, you know, trying to teach people to not hate with hate is a bad idea. It just is. It's unfortunate that a lot of people don't realize that, and like in the heat of the moment, I don't realize it either. Which is something I'm trying to get better at, and I mean, like, at least I admit it. You know what I mean? Like, there are some people who just don't admit it, and it's like, if you don't admit what you're doing is wrong, then you're not going to get anywhere. You're really not, because like the first step is admitting that you have a problem, and like that's the first step to change in any situation. Not just drug addiction, folks. Like, you have to realize that you too have a problem, and you can't try and fix others. The only behavior you can control is yourself. And, you know, like, if if my little brother says the N-word around the wrong crowd of people and he gets hit, well, that's fine. I'm not, like, at this point, I'm done fighting it. But you know, whatever. It just doesn't make sense. I don't even know where I got into the habit of saying it. I just don't. Like how? Maybe the music? I don't know. Like I don't know, whatever. Yeah. I was talking with my friend, with one of my friends who goes to the University of Michigan, and he's Guatemalan, like he's not white, and he was telling me about how he went to this meeting, and he wants to go into film, and his big goal is to change the film industry to be more socially including and to like break stereotypical molds of hero characters and whatnot, which is super awesome. And he was telling me how he went to this one meeting, and like I don't know, he was trying to say stuff, but then he couldn't say stuff, and like he didn't want to say things, and somebody came up to him after the meeting and was like, "Hey, sorry about that." He's like, "Oh, don't, like, what do you mean?" And she said, "Sorry, you weren't able to speak." He just kind of said, you know, like, "Oh, well, that's fine. Like, I kind of chose not to speak, and like at first, I just like couldn't speak because people were talking over me, and then I decided not to." And she was like, "Okay, well, I just want you to know that these meetings are all about letting POCs be heard." And it's like, he wasn't even looked at as a person, really. He was looked at as a person of color. And that's something that's like kind of bothering. It's like, yes, you don't want to discriminate, but you also don't want to baby, and you don't want to patronize people either. Like they're less of a person because they're not white, and like who's to say that I don't know, this sounds weird, but who's to say that a person of color, that a non-white person has more of a right to speak than a white person does? Like it's all relative, you know what I mean? Like, not to say that's one way or the other, that but like, I don't know, you get what I'm saying? Anybody listening, do you understand what I'm trying to say? Is like, you shouldn't patronize people for their skin color. You shouldn't treat them any more or any less. Like, it's about not making a big, like, a world, like an equal world is not one where we give more benefits to people who aren't white, and it's not a world where we give less benefits. It's like, it's all about equality. It's not like treating one better than the other. That's not what equality is. Sweet. I'm just gonna make this tool bigger. You know, that's the world we're striving for, is a world of equality, not a world of patronizing people who have been put in who have been set aside for white males. You know, it's not about patronizing women, and it's not about things like that. It's not like patronizing African Americans. It's not patronizing Latino Americans. It's not, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, we're not trying to make them feel like, it's not like every situation shouldn't be like, "Oh, I'm sorry that these white people have been doing this to you. Well, make it right." It's like, okay, well, just, you know, it's just like, like, you wouldn't go up to a white person and say that. And it wasn't even a racial thing as to why he didn't speak. Like, he chose not, at first, like, he couldn't get his word in because everybody was busy talking, and he didn't want to interrupt, and then he just chose not to speak because he couldn't formulate the right words. At least that's what I got from him. And it's not like they were trying to make it a race thing, you know? Like, I don't know. Things turn into race a lot more quickly than, and then you have people who try and like I'm not saying that racism is dead by any means, because racism is very much alive, but you have people who abuse it and say like, oh, what, you're just trying to be racist? It's like, no, I'm just saying stuff. I'm not saying things that are supposed to be discriminatory by any means. It's just saying stuff. I don't know. Yeah, so here's my rant on racism and rant on hate. Those are my ideals, friends. Fwiends. I mentioned this in like one of my earlier videos, but I definitely think that what I want to call my fan base is the Addams family. Just because I think it's cool. I don't think it's something that's taken either. I don't think anybody else has a fan base called the Addams family, and if they do, well, I'm sorry. But you're getting hijacked. No, and the Addams family, like the musical slash TV show slash movie, isn't with one D, it's with two, so. And it's not like I'm trying to copyright anything. Anyways, I'm not like trying to claim that Addams family is my turn. So, I should be okay. So... what's up with my music, yo? Why'd my music stop? Oh, the video's just loading. Let's just go back to this. I think my internet's crashing. That's fine. It won't affect the recording. It'll just take a little while for, like, we'll just be musicless. I mean, I can make my own music. Sitting here adding shadow to a beak, now I am taking a color, sampling with AI dropper, and now I'm coloring the crest of Braviary. Oh, hey guys, it's back. I was telling my mom that because there was a video where she came in and she was like, dinner's ready. I'm like, okay, well, I'm in the middle of recording a video, so and I don't edit videos at all. And like I told her that came through on the recording, and she's like, oh, well, that's good. At least your videos are real. My videos are real. You will not catch me editing any of these ever. Maybe you have a problem with that, where you have little moments like that where the music cuts out. Well then, I'm the wrong guy to be watching. I really am. Stretch. Okay. So while we're in the blues, you gotta get Braviary's tail feather blue. Which it is a bit of a lighter blue than you might think. And then we gotta get the yellow. Actually, while we're in the blues, let's take care of Raikou's tail. I kind of want to go. I like this color. Like a little bit more like that color. Okay, this double arrow thing is starting to tick me off. Okie doke. I'll go here. In case you're wondering, to this beat, I did a little rap during my last live, so if you want to hear me rap terribly, it's not terrible. It's not good. It's certainly not bad. Go ahead and check that out. I think it's kind of funny. Like, if anything, it's funny. If it is anything, it's funny. That's kind of what I was going for, honestly. But, like, no, I wasn't going to be funny. I was actually just, like, it's just something I do while I play Pokemon. Like, I'll literally just sit here and do dance moves when I'm playing Pokemon and not recording myself. And, like, I'm listening to music. I'll just, like, when I'm on Showdown waiting for somebody to make a move, I'll just do that kind of stuff. Like, it's fun for me. It's just entertaining, I guess. And it's hilarious to listen to me rap, I assume. Because I'm not a rapper, so stop rapping at me. That is the inside of a mouth, if I ever saw one. Your tooth. Raikou's dental hygiene is not that good. I mean, you wonder if Pokemon have to deal with stuff like dental hygiene. What kind of effect can we add? What does this tool even do? Here we go. We can go with black. That's just really wide. So we are just going to scribble away, honestly. Get rid of that real quick. Yeah, I don't know. After this video, I'm gonna take a break, do something like probably go on a walk. It's a nice day outside. Whoa! I didn't want to do that. Cancel whatever it's trying to load. Jeez, you look away for half a second. Jeez. This is taking way too long. Undo. You can go so far back with this. Here. No. Get out of here. Bruh. I don't know why. I like this border on a lot of my drawings. Just adds like a little extra something to the drawing. As we add this little extra something, we're finishing up, which is so nice because I've been doing this for easily an hour. Easily an hour. Gonna add a shadow underneath Raikou. That was bugging me. There we go. And we're done. So, thank you so much for coming out to my live. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you have any Pokemon suggestions. If anybody watches this video, the first person that comments on any of my videos, I will do a sweep, or I will try and get some cool stuff for a Pokemon of their suggestion. If you comment first, go ahead and comment first, and just say a Pokemon that you'd like me to do. Try and keep it not meta. Yeah, I suppose if it is like your favorite Pokemon, if your favorite Pokemon is Heatran, then I'll try and do something with Heatran. Just to give you, the viewer, something to look forward to. Even just like leave some cool stuff down in the comments below that you might want me to draw. My name is Levi Adams. Thank you so much for coming out to my video, and I will catch you guys next time.